Welcome back to Portland. Today we're going to get a little parenting SOS here. How to help your kids get through finals. Michael Gauss, the owner of a local tutoring company, Cornerstone Learning, has some advice for us. And boy, just in the nick of time, we're really getting into final season here. And you know, like a lot of kids say, I'm good, and then they kind of freak out at the last minute. You say it's not really how much time they spend studying, but quality learning. What does that mean?
Well, I recognize that high school today is not what you and I might remember. High school students have a lot of after-school activities, and sports and volunteerism, and their time is really best spent how they can study for a test is anticipating what the teachers are going to have on the test, looking at formulas. You don't really need to know every single component or every question that's going to be on the test, but be ready to play a little bit with, oh, I know this and I know that. And it's just as true for history as it is for mathematics. You can have a lot of broad knowledge that you can apply specifically once you get to the test questions.
I learned myself in college that if you visit a teacher, they are very much wanting to help you. So do you recommend that your students go in, make time to see that teacher and talk about the test?
Absolutely. Talk about it with your teachers. Talk about it with your parents. Talk about it with your siblings and your classmates, and really have it on the forefront of your mind all the time. The best learning happens when you're not even thinking about learning and you're simply absorbing the information. And a lot of teachers are more than willing to help. They'll be issuing review packets, so parents look out for those packets.
Those study guides, right?
Absolutely.
Some teachers do that anyway to give you an idea of what's going to come up on the test.
And my son acts surprised. Oh, it was exactly like the study guide. I'm like, didn't I mention it might be?
I bet it was the same teacher who wrote both, too.
You know, one of my daughters, very intense at her studying, insisted on only blue ink because she said that helps you remember better, and would only write her notes in her own handwriting because she felt that helped her. Really?
It depends on the student.
Okay.
Students who are kinetic learners are going to learn that way. So at Cornerstone Learning, we try to teach to all 7 learning styles and recognize that some students might be a combination. They might be visio-kinetic and need to see it and do it together. And it sounds like that's where your daughter is, seeing the blue ink and doing it herself.
So is it important to find out what kind of learner then your child is?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. More knowledge is more power, as always. And if you know how you learn, you can repeat that process in the future and make it easier for yourself next time.
What type of learner is this? Oh, Mom, I've been going to class all term. If I don't know it already, I'm not going to know it.
It's called denial, which is my favorite kind of learning. Yeah.
Maybe a little bit less motivated, but it sounds like an audio learner to me, someone who's going to learn a lot with their ears. And if I've heard it before, I don't need to read it again.
Audio learners, so then in studying for a test, how would you incorporate that?
Well, that's a person who might want to recite their notes to themselves, get a dictaphone or a tape recorder, and listen to Khan Academy videos, or go on to YouTube, or simply find a tutor and discuss.
There you go. And sleep and eat still count almost as much as the studying.
Absolutely. As with anything, whether you're doing a sport or an activity or a club, your diet and your exercise and your sleep cycle, they all matter. And sleeping right before a test, not cramming at the last second, can be much more important to making sure.
Yeah. One final question, because it was put to me this week. Am I better off to go through and do the difficult parts of the test first, or knock out the easier parts?
When you're studying, it's always best to study the parts that you don't know first. The parts you know, they'll be there waiting for you. On the test, to make up the most points, I'd recommend the opposite. You should do the things you know first and use that to build your confidence and your knowledge, because some questions refer to earlier questions on the test, right? And build that confidence and knowledge to get to those harder questions at the end of the exam.
All right, boy,
This
can you
would have
stop by
helped
my
so
house?
Much. What's your website? Folks are going to be turning to you quickly.
We're at cstonelearning.com, and you can find us all over the web, Facebook and Thumbtack, and we're ready to meet you in local libraries or at your home for a tutoring session.
All right, Cornerstone Learning, we really appreciate you coming by. Thank you.
Thank you.